Om Shuklam Varadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Klishtakarine Namo Vedanta Vedyaya Gurave Buddhi Sakshine Krishnadvaipayane Krishnadvaipayanam Vyasam Sarvalokahiਤੇ Ratam Vedabjabhaskaram Vande Shamadinilayam Munim Sahasramurte Purushottamasya Sahasranetrananapadavaho Sahasranamnam Stavanam Prashastam Niruchyate Janma Jaradishante Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The Vishnu Sahasranama, as you know, is perhaps the best source book for names. You know, if you want to give names for boys, we know that this is an excellent source book. And similarly, Lalita Sahasranama for girls in the Hindu tradition. But even for Swamis and Swaminis, this is a very good source book. You know, as you scan through the namas, we find namas like Bhutatma, Paramatma, Achyuta, Vishrutatma, Ananta. So all one has to do is add Ananda at the back. Achyutananda, Paramatmananda, Bhutatmananda, Sumatmananda, and so on. So that Ananda is common to all the Swamis and Swamini namas in the Saraswati tradition. There are other traditions also. Yeah? And that is the Nirguna Ananda Swarupa of Parabrahma. And to remind us that we are on the path of Paramananda. And the initial portion will be some guna, some quality, and some adjective, which is highlighted. For example, there was a Swami from Gujarat, and ever smiling his face would be. So Puja Swamiji gave him the name Mudita Vadanananda, who had always Vadanam, face is Mudita. Then there was another Guru Bhai of mine who would be constantly asking questions. Swamiji, why did Arjuna say this and that? Then Swamiji, threatened him and said, I will give you the Nama Prashnananda when you take sannyasa. That never happened, of course. So, if you want to do Namakaranam, these are the excellent source books in our Shastras. Okay, so now let us move on to the 47th shloka of the Vishnu Sahasranama, and we are looking at the namas which have been commented upon by the great Adi Shankaracharya. So here the 47th, there are 10 namas. Anirvinnasta Vishto Bhur Dharma Yupo Mahamakha. Anirvinnasta Vishto Bhur Dharma Yupo Mahamakha. Nakshatrani mir nakshatri kshamah kshamas samihanaha. Nakshatrani mir nakshatri kshamah kshamas samihanaha. Anirvinnasta Vishto Bhur Dharma Yupo Mahamakaha. Nakshatrani mir nakshatri kshamah kshamas samihanaha. And the namas, as you can see here, are Anirvinnaha, beautiful nama. Stavishtaha. Then we have a choice here, Abhuhu or simply Bhuhu. We can take either or both because of the Sandhi. Then Dharma Yupaha Mahamakha. Nakshatra Nemihi. Then Nakshatri Kshamaha Kshamaha. Samihanaha. So these are the 10 namas here. Anirvinnaha. Anirvinnaha, I think, comes twice in the Vishnu Sahasranama, which means na nirvinnaha. Na nirvinnaha means the one or Bhagavan, who is never dejected, never depressed, and never tired. One who never loses enthusiasm is Anirvinnaha. Yeah? So, unlike a jiva, now why is a jiva like us? Why do we get tired? We are always looking forward to vacation and holidays and entertainment, and then checking notifications, and we need breaks, all the time, because we are endowed with an upadhi. And upadhis are like machines, right? Body and mind, they have wear and tear, and so they are limited in their performance. So there is a tiredness. Yeah, but Bhagavan has no personal motive. We saw the name Anarthaha for Bhagavan. So Bhagavan has no agenda, no personal motive for performing the cosmic functions. And so he is ever Anirvinnaha. So that is what is really called detachment in action. And hence we see Narayana reclining, very happily on this Adisesha couch and perfectly at peace. Yeah. So that is what is inaction in action. When there is an absence of kartritva bhavana in oneself, then, that is the best action. One can be totally relaxed and yet be intensely active also. Yeah. That is the Anirvinnaha. The next nama is Stavishtaha. Stavishtaha means that which is bulky. Yeah. So we're looking at the second nama today, which is Stavishtaha. Stha means to abide in, located. Stha. So Stavishtaha is the one who has manifested as this entire gross universe, the entire Sthula Prapancha. And we know the nama for that is the Virat Swarupaha. The entire gross universe is the manifestation, and that is called, another name for Virat is Stavishtaha. And we have seen a lot of shlokas which describe the Virat Swarupa as the sun and eyes are the sun and moon are the eyes, the heavenly, heavens are the earth, are the head, earth is the feet, and all the beings, Sura, Nara, Go, all these beings are Ram Ramyate, wandering within this form. So that entire gross form is given a name which is called Stavishtaha here. Then I told you the next nama can be taken as Abhuhu. Abhuhu means Na Bhavati. Na Bhavati means that which never comes into existence. And what is that? Ajaha Atma. The Nirguna Paramatma, which is Anadi Anantaha. But if you take Bhuhu, Bhuhu means Bhavati iti Bhuhu. And Bhuhu is the manifestation of Bhagavan as the earth. Bhumi is Bhu. So that is the one of the Panchamahabhutas. And we can take both Abhuhu or Bhuhu as the third nama. Then we have an interesting nama, Dharma Yupaha. So we have to understand what is Yupaha here. So Yupaha is connected with the Vedic times. Now, Yupa refers to a sacrificial post, a pillar-like thing, to which the animal would be tied to be sacrificed. Now this practice has been discontinued, of course. It is not there anymore, but it used to be there in some yuga, maybe Treta Yuga or even Dwapara Yuga. So when the post to which the animal to be sacrificed would be worshipped, that is called Yupaha. So here Bhagavan is praised as that Yupaha, a post to which all the dharmas, the duties and responsibilities are as though tied. Tied means offered. That is the arpanam of the dharmas. So we only take that drishtanta there, the Yupa. Okay? And then this is, how all our dharmas are as though offered, tied to the post which is praised as Ishvara or Bhagavan. Then we have Maha Makhaha. Maha, is the great one. And Makhaha also means ritual. Yeah? So a ritual is the Vedic ritual. In the Vedic ritual, what are the mantras? Agnaye Swaha, idam na mama. So once you say Swaha, then it is, na mama. It is not mine anymore once it is offered. So that is the real meaning of the ritual. So that is the Makhaha here. Then what is Maha Makhaha? Is the great yajna or ritual which has the greatest result or outcome. Or the Vedic rituals are of various kinds. There are sadhanas to accomplish sadhyas, Jyotishtoma and Agnihotra. They will all have what? Limited karma phalam. But if a yajna is done, the Brahma yajna is done with Nishkama Bhakti, it can give the maximum outcome of moksha. So Bhagavan is praised here as the Maha Yajna or Maha Makhaha, whose outcome is the infinite Jnana Phalam, which includes all the finite Karma Phalam. That is the Maha Makhaha, the ultimate liberation. And all these other rituals, we're going to see many more today, they all pave the way for the Jiva to gain Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Naishchalyam. And then finally, there is the Mahamakhaha giving the infinite Jnana Phalam in the form of moksha. Then we have Nakshatra Nemihi. Nakshatra Nemihi, here, Nakshatra we know is we say star, but really it is a constellation, cluster of stars. And Nemihi means the axle of a wheel, just like we have the central portion, axle of a wheel. So Bhagavan is praised as that center point around which the heavenly bodies, not only the stars and constellations, but the planets, the suns, all of them are revolving around Bhagavan, who is the center axle point. Yeah. In fact, Acharya Shankaracharya mentions the Dhruva Nakshatra here. The Dhruva Nakshatra, around which there is a constellation, cluster of stars that are moving around the Dhruva Nakshatra. And then Shankaracharya says in the commentary that you are that Dhruva Nakshatra. That is the Narayana, its manifestation. Then we have Nakshatri. So this is like the word yogin or dandin, the one who has it. So Nakshatri is the one to whom the nakshatras belong, the one who possesses the nakshatra. And we know from the Puranas that the most luminous body in the night sky is moon. And the moon in the Puranas is described as one who has all these 28 queens, And it takes a day to go from one nakshatra to the next. So we have the cycle of days, the lunar days, where the moon travels through the nakshatras. So here Nakshatri is referring to Bhagavan in the form of Chandra. And even in the Vibhuti Yoga chapter, Bhagavan has said, Krishna says, Nakshatranam aham shashi. I am the shining moon, who is the Lord of all the stars or the constellations, Nakshatri. Then we have Kshamaha. Kshamaha means the one who has Kshama, forbearance and patience in infinite measure. Kshamata asya astiti Kshamaha. And here Shankaracharya refers to the Rama Avatara and takes it from the Valmiki Ramayana. He says, Sri Rama has that Shamata, that forbearance and patience, like the Mother Earth. Whatever we do to the earth, we trample upon it and we dig it and we build mansions, we pollute it. Still patiently she bears. No? So Sri Rama is described as patient and one having Shamata as Bhudevi. Then also Sri Krishna. No? Krishna also has Shamata, how patiently is answering every question of Arjuna and goes on to remove the doubts and to elevate his mind from to higher and higher stages. So Bhagavan is praised as the one who has come as these avatars, role models in forbearance, and also one who has it in absolute measure. Then the word Kshamaha. Kshamaha is that which is shrunk, emaciated. Emaciated means that which is kshaya is there. Kshaya means reduction, shrinking. So earlier we saw Stavishtaha. Stavishtaha means manifest. Bhagavan is, bulky, like the gross universe. But here, as Kshamaha, Bhagavan has shrunk to the Karana Avastha. No? The entire Srishti, when it is folded back, then that is praised here as Kshamaha. Yeah? When Bhagavan remains as the Nirguna Swarupa, and the Srishti is folded back. Then the last nama in this shloka is Samihanaha. Samyak ihate. Ihate means to perform, to execute actions. So Samihanaha praises Bhagavan as the one who is ever engaged. Name Parthasti Kaunteya. I have nothing to gain in the three worlds, Arjuna, Krishna says in the Gita. And yet, look at me, I'm intensely engaged in Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. That is called Ihate. So, Samihanaha is praising Bhagavan as the one who is working not only efficiently, but optimally. That is the thing to be noted here. The one who works excellently, and there is a tireless performance and also optimally. There is a law of Parkinson, which says that your work will expand to fill up the time you have. So if I have to do a project, if I have to do some study or some document, if I tell my mind, oh, I will do it in 3 hours, it will be done in 3 hours. But if I say I have 3 days, then the work will expand in the sense we will allow ourselves to make use of 3 hours for that project, which could have been done in 3 hours, 3 days it will take. But here, Samihanaha refers to the optimal functioning without excess of staff and overtime and wealth also. This is probably the dream of every CEO. Optimal, excellent performance. So that is Bhagavan here as Samihana. So these are the 10 namas in the shloka number 48. 47, sorry. Anirvinnasta Vishto Bhudharma Yupo Mahamakaha Nakshatra Nemir Nakshatri Kshamaha Kshamas Samihanaha. Then let's come to 48. Yajna Ijyo Mahejyascha Kratus Satram Satangatihi. Yajna Ijyo Mahejyascha Kratus Satram Satangatihi. Sarvadarshi Vimuktatma Sarvajño Jnanamuttamam. Sarvadarshi Vimuktatma Sarvajño Jnanamuttamam. Here there are again 10 namas. Yajnaha. A small comprehensive word, but a variety of meanings and a huge topic. Yajnaha. Ijyaha. Then Mahejyaha. Cha Kratuhu. Satram Satangatihi. One word. Sarvadarshi Vimuktatma Sarvajnaha Jnanam Uttamam. Last 2 words also clubbed into one. Most of these namas are familiar to us from the Gita and Upanishads. No? So let us look at Yajnaha. Yajnaha, comes from the dhatu yaj. Yaj means to worship. Yeah? So Yajnaha means any action that is done with the spirit of Ishvara Arpanam. But the literal meaning is what? The Vedic fire ritual, where an offering is made to the Agni Devata, Agni is Swaha, and the Agni Devata is going to carry the offerings, the mantras, the sankalpa in a sukshma form to the deity, the respective deities, and then the phalam is got accrues to the Yajamana. That is the actual example. But in the Gita, we have seen a variety of yajnas in chapter 14, if you remember, 12 or 13 yajnas, where there was Japa Yajnaha, Swadhyaya Yajnaha, Dravya Yajnaha, like that the list goes on. Now, Pranayama Yajnaha, Dhyana Yajnaha, and then finally, what did Krishna say? Sarvam Karmakhilam Jnane Parisamapyate. So, Yajna is, the Pancha Maha Yajnas, Deva Yajna, Pitra Yajna, Brahma Yajna, Bhuta Yajna, Manusha Yajna. Then in chapter 18, your own Swadharma is a Yajna, Swakarmana Tamabhyarcha Siddhim Vindati Manavaha. So what is common in all these is the attitude of Ishvara Arpanam, the attitude of offering to the higher principle. Yeah? And we know that Yajna is the basis for the entire cosmic cycle. Samsara Chakra runs on this principle. Annat bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna sambhavaha yajnat bhavati parjanyaha yajna karma samudbhavaha. Chapter 3 is entirely about Yajna in the Gita. And so when human beings, we perform yajnas, if it is a fire ritual, then the Agni Devata will take it to Aditya. Aditya will cause rains to happen, adequate timely rains, which sustains life on earth. So Yajna is a very healthy mutual exchange program, a give and take, a very respectful appreciation. So if we take things for granted and only consuming, then we are not in the Yajna mode. So that is praised here as Bhagavan. Yajno vai Vishnu. There's a famous mantra in the Upanishads also. So when the Devatas are pleased, then only there will be showers of blessings. Yeah? And so the Vedic society, as you know, was always Yajna based, duty based. So parent's duty is the child's right. A wife's duty is a husband's right. So when duties are followed, right will come automatically. Yeah? So that attitude is worshipped here, that I worship Bhagavan in the form of my Swadharma. What is to be done by me in this time and place, and I do it in the spirit of Yajna. So that is Yajnaha. And we also saw Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi, that shloka 24. That is all about this Yajna principle also. Then we have the next nama, Ijyaha. When Yajna is the attitude, the offering, principle of offering. But Ijyaha is, whom are we going to offer? That is also praised as Bhagavan. So if it is a Vedic ritual, like Agnihotra is offered to Aditya, 2 offerings, morning at sunrise and sunset. So there are these various Vedic deities, Varuna, Vayu, Agni, Aditya. And then in modern times, we have yajnas in the form of pujas. Pujas, and then again there are various Ishtadevatas. But whom do mumukshus worship? What is their yajna? Right now we are doing Brahma Yajna. So the mumukshus will do what? Contemplate on the Atma Tattvam. So they are doing Atma Puja. Now they are offering what? The ignorance. We are all offering our ignorance right now in the fire of Brahma Jnanam. And that is praised as Mahamakhaha, the great Yajna. So that is called Ijyaha. Ijya means the one who is worshipped through a yajna. Then we have Mahejyaha. Similar meaning as Mahamakaha that we just saw. Maha-Ijyaha. So, there can be varieties of deities who are worshipped through a yajna. But Maha-Ijyaha is the greatest object of worship. Yeah, and that is praised here as Narayana, as Parameshwara. Why? Because only Parameshwara will give the maximum result, and that infinite result is moksha. The Swarupananda, Jnanameva Mokshaha. It is like, the familiar example of the ocean. The ocean is limitless, but the ocean contains all the limited water bodies. Yeah? So all the other deities which bless us with finite karma phalam, they are all included in the moksha phalam. Just like infinity, the number includes all the finite numbers. So Bhagavan is praised here as Mahejyaha, Maha-Ijyaha. Then we have Kratuhu. Kratuhu is also a Vedic ritual. Another name for Vedic ritual, but a special ritual which involves that Yupaha. Remember Yupaha, the post to which an animal was tied? So those rituals which involve a Yupaha would be called Kratuhu. But for all purposes, this also means a Vedic ritual. Then we have Satram. Satram is also a ritual. We are seeing all the namas which are ritual based. So Satram means a ritual which is done not for a personal motive. No, it is done for the benefit of society or the benefit of environment. Something other than a personal benefit. Sometimes people do Sudarshana Homa for destroying some form of negativity prevailing in the air. Yeah, maybe some war situation is there or pandemic. So people get together to do some kind of satram. Yeah, this is also a very positive yajna done for collective well-being. That is one meaning. Then another meaning which Shankaracharya gives is Satam Trayate. So Bhagavan, you are Satram, means you Trayate. You protect who? All the Satpurushas, the Mumukshus and the devotees from harm, from negativity. So those are the two meanings Acharya gives for Satram. Then we have Satam Gatihi. The next nama. Satam are the Mumukshus, who follow the path of truth, and Dharma are the Satpurushas. Then what is their Gatihi? You are the goal and end that they are seeking. They are seeking liberation, moksha, and you are the Gati. Parama Gatihi or Paramdhama. Satam Gatihi. Then we have the name Sarvadarshi. Sarvadarshi means Sarvam Pashyati iti Sarvadarshi. The one who is watching everything. So in other words, this is referring to Sakshi, because Bhagavan does not have limbs or eyes or ears. How can Bhagavan watch? Bhagavan can only watch by the form of Sakshi or pure awareness. It is called the perfect radar. Today we are talking about how our phones, they are watching everything. Not only watching, they are hearing also and recording. So the phones are able to pick up data from the environment, and then they're recording everything. But the phones cannot know, about the papa punyam of the jiva. So here Bhagavan is praised as Sarvadarshi, means the one who is recording everything. Kritam va, akritam va, papam, punyam, omissions, commissions. What was done, what was not done, what was done with Shraddha, without Shraddha. So all that is recorded, and through the principle of awareness, Sakshi Rupena. And that is praising Bhagavan as the Sarvadarshi. Then we have Vimuktatma. Simple meaning, Vimukta means liberated, Atma means nature. So Bhagavan, your nature is ever liberated because you are of the nature of fullness. You are free from the grip of desires, and so you are ever liberated. Your nature is Moksha Sarupa, Sarupananda. Then Sarvajnaha. This nama has come in the Mundaka Upanishad. Yes, Sarvajna Sarvavit. Sarvajnaha means Sarvam Janati iti Sarvajnaha. The one who knows everything. And that is referring to Bhagavan here. How can Bhagavan know everything? By being the cause. Remember Shaunaka's question? Kasminnu Bhagavo Vijñāte Sarvam Idam Vijñātam Bhavati iti. Hey Guru, what is that one thing knowing which one would know everything? Is Shaunaka's question to Angiras in the Mundaka Upanishad. So then in answer, the Guru says that is the Sarvajnaha, Paramatma, who knows everything. Why? Because he is the creator and the cause will pervade the effect. Yeah, so all that is come into being is pervaded by the Paramatma Tattvam. And hence, Sarva Karanatvat, because being the Karanam is also Sarvajnaha. Very important word. Then the last nama here is Jnanam Uttamam. Two words are there, Jnanam and Uttamam. So Bhagavan is praised as the supreme knowledge here. And this also we have seen a number of times in the Gita also, where Krishna praises the Paravidya to Arjuna and says very few people will seek it because it is a secret knowledge, because very few people can approach it. Yeah, it has to be chosen first of all, and to choose it, one has to have adhikaritvam. So it is Uttamam Jnanam. Then it is a knowledge, supreme knowledge, because it is para. Then what is Apara Vidya? Apara Vidya is the knowledge I gain about the world. But para is the knowledge of the creator of the world itself. So para Vidya liberates and Apara Vidya will give me a comfortable, relatively secure, peaceful life in the world. That is the difference. And so Apara Vidya is a stepping stone to para. And Shankaracharya also mentions another reason. If you take a pen, let's say, this pen, this translates to what? Knowledge in my mind, right? The pen corresponds to a pen vritti in my mind, a thought. That yes, this is a pen and this is my pen and this is an object. The object in my awareness. But Uttamam Jnanam is not born like this pen vritti. Pen vritti is born in my mind. But Uttamam Jnanam is the very nature of Bhagavan. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That name we see quite often. Satyam is easiness. Jnanam is pure consciousness. Yeah? And Anandam is Anantam. So the knowledge that is free from the threefold limitations. Desha, Kala, Vastu. That is the Uttamam Jnanam. So all these reasons we have seen before, and Acharya explains it once again as the Bhagavat Swarupaha, Uttamam Jnanam. So the 10 namas again here. Yajna Ijyo Mahejyascha Kratus Satram Satang Gatihi Sarvadarshi Vimuktatma Sarvajnyo Jnanamuttamam. 48th verse. Then let's move on to 49th. Here, can you see very beautiful that Alankara is happening in the first line. All the words are starting with Sakara and Su, Su, Su. Suvrata, Sumukha, Sukshma, Sughosha, Sukhada, Suhrit, Suvrata, Subratah Sumukha Sukshma Subhosha Sukada Suprit Manoharo Jita Krodho Veera Bahur Vidaranaha Manoharo Jita Krodho Veera Bahur Vidaranaha Subratah Sumukha Sukshma Subhosha Sukada Suhrit Manoharo Jita Krodho Veera Bahur Vidaranaha Subratah Sumukha Sukshma Sughoshah Sukhadaha Suhrit Manoharaha Jitakrodhaha Veerabahuhu Vidaranaha. Here we have these, again, I think 10 namas. Suvrataha, Sumukhaha, Sukshmaha, Sughoshaha, Sukhadaha, Suhrit. So many Sus. So, Su means good, na Shobhana. Then Manoharaha, Jitakrodhaha, Veerabahuhu, Vidaranaha. So let's take this one by one. So any nama, when you want to enhance it, you put a Su. Like Sushila, then Sumatma Nanda. Like that. Su is means Samyak and means good. So in that meaning, we add a Su here. So the first nama here is Suvrataha. Now, Vratam, is a vow. Sometimes we also follow vows, on certain important days. But here, Bhagavan is praised with an excellent, admirable commitment or vow. So what vow can that be? Bhagavan's commitment. So Shankaracharya explains, and taking a few lines from Valmiki Ramayana, that how in the Rama Avatara, Sri Rama takes a vratam. And the vratam is, I will give abhayam, abhayadanam to all who take Sharanagati, refuge in me. So we know those instances where Sugriva and Vibhishana, they take refuge in Sri Rama, and he grants the fearlessness. So that is the vratam taken by Sri Rama. So that is explained by Shankaracharya as the one who takes refuge in Bhagavan is ever protected because he is in the form of dharma. Dharmo rakshita rakshati. Suvrataha, the great vow. Then we have Sumukhaha. Sumukhaha is the one with the most pleasant and charming face. Again, we can refer to the avatars. Most of them have it, other than Narasimha, of course. Sri Rama, Sri Krishna have a most pleasant and beautiful face. That's why we chant Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet and Sarva Vignopashantaye. That shloka we have, and also Mudita Vadana. We saw that nama when we studied the Dakshinamurti Stotram. The youthful form of Dakshinamurti, and also the most, the smile, the hint of a smile, it makes the face so luminous. So that is one meaning Acharya gives to this word Sumukha. And when we see a smiling, pleasant face, they say is the index of the mind. And eyes are the index of the Atma. So the eyes will immediately show up all the emotions, and the face will give the nature of the personality. So here, Acharya says, when we see such, beautiful, calm faces, then we also relax. Yeah. Second meaning is this mukham can be referred to, understood as face or mouth also. Yeah. So mukhaha means from whom the Vedas, the Shastra itself has emerged. So Vedas we know is the Shwasa, the breath of Ishvara. So the one who has breathed out the Vedas in every cycle is praised here as Sumukha. Second meaning. Both meanings we can understand. And Shankaracharya also mentions how, Sri Rama has this Sumukha not only when things are going well, but in the Vanavasa period, in adverse situation, to have a Sumukha is very, very difficult. But he never lost that charming smile. So that is Sumukha, easy meaning there. Then we have Sukshmaha. We can add Susukshmaha just to match the other words. Susukshmaha means Ati Sukshmaha. No? Anoho Aniyan. Atma Tattvam is subtler than the subtlemost. What is the subtlemost you can think of? Atom? No. Today, science has broken it down to quarks and subatomic particles. Then even subtler than that is thought and space. But you are even subtler than all this because you are the parent of all the Pancha Mahabhutas. So you are Ati Sukshmaha. And we have seen how this Ati Sukshma Atma is Aprameya, cannot be identified, cannot be captured by the mind and senses, but it can be understood by a subtle mind, purified, subtle, one-pointed mind. So you are praised as Sukshmaha. Then Sughoshaha. Ghosha means nada, sound. Yeah. So here, Sughosha, what is Sughosha for us? The sound of Vedic chanting. No? So whenever we chant from the Upanishads, Mundaka, Kaivalya, all these Shanti mantras that we do before and after sessions, no, they all purify the atmosphere and they are Sughoshaha. So Bhagavan is praised as the sound of the Vedas here. And another meaning Acharya gives is also Ghosha. Ghosha is a very deep and resonant sound. So Shankaracharya says, even when we hear the rumbling of the clouds, that is also Sughoshaha. So Bhagavan is praised in these two ways. Then we have Sukhadaha. Easy nama, Sukham Dadati iti Sukhadaha. So Bhagavan, you as the Karma Phaladata, you grant happiness to all the devotees and mumukshus who follow dharma and who do what is to be done. No? Because of the punyam translates into sukham and favorable situations. But Shankaracharya says, you also sukham harati. You also cut off the sukham when people transgress dharma, go against what is to be done, then you manifest as dukkham also in their lives. Then so Sukhadaha is understood as that Atma Tattva. We saw the Nama Ramaha. Asmin Ramante iti Ramaha. So Bhagavan is praised as the source of all Ananda. Now, if I feel happy today, seeing a baby's face or tasting a Rasagulla or I got a promotion, but really these are only nimittams, situations. They are surfacing, bringing out the Atma Ananda. And where is that coming from? You. So Bhagavan is praised as a source of all Anandam and which manifests through a situation, external situation or an event. So that way also we can understand this Sukhadaha. Then Suhrid. We have seen this Nama in the Gita. Suhrid. Suhrid means the one who would help even a stranger. The one who would help without any introduction and without expecting anything in return. Normally what will happen, mitram will be there. A mitram is a friend. A friend in need is a friend indeed. So a friend will help another friend. Usually that's the case. No? And, members of a similar community, they will help each other. And citizens of the same country also will help each other. When our Indian students, they were, locked in this Ukrainian situation, then India had to help, and did help pull them out. So why is there? Because there is a bonding through family, through community, through language, through nationality. Then it is, one would help. But here, this is one step higher. Who would help a stranger and without wanting a return gift, a favor in return? That is only Bhagavan. Not only Bhagavan, all of us also may help strangers at some point or the other. When we go out, we see somebody in a very pitiable state, we do reach out to them, But here, it is consistent, constant, the one who helps all without any expectation is Suhrid, praised as Suhrid. Then the next Nama is Manoharaha. I think there is a sweet called Manohara, no? And I remember ordering it once for Deepavali, Manohara. It's very sweet. So here it is, the one who Manas Harati, the one who steals our minds. Who is that? Krishna. Karshati iti Krishna. No, so Manohara is the one who robs or captures our mind. How and why? Because he is Ananda Swarupaha and so attractive. So the devotee are drawn like bees towards honey in the flowers. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. No one adores that which will give me lasting peace and happiness. So you are that Manoharaha. Then we have Jita Krodhaha. Important Nama. Jitaha Krodhaha Yena Saha. By whom anger is totally mastered. So Bhagavan is praised here as Jita Krodhaha. Can anybody master anger totally? I don't think so. Not 100%. Yeah, we can manage it to a great extent. And we have seen in the Gita how the anger is such a destructive emotion. But why does anger arise? No, anger can be mastered only when we address the cause. What is the cause? The cause is our expectations and demands on anything other than ourselves. So when an expectation has failed us, or when a demand or a desire is not fulfilled, it translates into anger. But Bhagavan has no expectations. Why no expectations? Because he is of the nature of fullness. So no demands, no expectations, no reason to be angry. Yeah? That is, like Sri Rama and Sri Krishna also. And even if they also got angry. Sri Rama also got angry at the ocean, for not showing the way. Sri Krishna got so furious with Bhishma. But their anger inside is not born of revenge and hatred. It is an anger expressed to uphold dharma. Yeah, unlike the anger that destroys from inside. That is meant here. Jitaha Krodhaha Yena Saha. And even in the Ramayana, we see, Rama is been exiled, asked to go to the forest, and he's smiling, Sumukha. But what happens to Lakshmana? He becomes a volcano. And he is ready to fire arrows at his own father, Dasharatha. No, Valmiki Ramayana describes this very vividly. And the words Lakshmana uses for the Dasharatha is very, very harsh. So Lakshmana, we know, we can't call him a Jita Krodhaha, right? But Sri Rama, because he is devoid of personal motive, desires, ye bhi theek hai, wo bhi theek hai. Then he actually looks forward to the exile period. I will have satsanga. How can I get such darshan of Mahatmas? So that is one way of addressing our own angry outbursts. We have to reflect upon, am I attached to something? Am I expecting something from someone? Have I got still a lot of desires? Then there is a possibility one will get angry. Yeah. So anger management is connected with desire management. Then we have Veerabahuhu, easy nama. Similar meaning as Vikramaha, Parakramaha, the valorous one, no? Whose arms are powerful and they uphold dharma. How? By destroying the adharmis, taking the rupa of avatars. And Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Then the last nama here is Vidaranaha. Vidaranaha means the one who Vidarayati. Vidarayati means literally to tear, to destroy. Now, remember Narasimha Avatara literally did Vidarayati, tears the Hiranyakashipu's body. Yeah? And here it's praising Bhagavan as the one who tears or destroys adharma and restores the cosmic balance again. So as the karma phaladata, we see that Bhagavan has to now and then assume such fierce ugra rupas like Narasimha or natural phenomena like pandemics and tornadoes. And all these are ugra rupas who do the vidaranam, no? The tearing apart of a situation to restore the balance again. So these are the namas we saw in this last shloka. Let's review them again. Yeah, so I was telling you the first line is that alankara, no? All starting with a similar akshara. Subrata sumukha sukshma sughosha suhada sudrit manoharo jita krodho veera bahur vidaranaha. Then the other two also, let us review it. Anirvinnastha vishto bhur dharma yupo mahamakhaha nakshatranimi nakshatri kshamaha kshamassamihanaha yajna ijyo mahejyaschakratu satram satangatihi sarvadarshi vimuktatma sarvajñom jnanamuttamam. And with these namas, we have completed 464 namas. So with that, we will end now with the Swasti mantras. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahimahishaha Go Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kali Varshatu Parjanyaha Prithvi Sasyashalini Deshoyam Shobharahitaha Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Kayena Vacha Manasendriyeva Buddhyatmana Va Prakrite Svabhavat Karomi Adyat Sakalam Parasmai Narayanayeti Samarpayami. Om